Hello, ohayo gozaimasu, and welcome to the first in a series that I am entitling Reviewing a Few. You'll have noticed that my videos on this channel thus far have erred on the slightly longer side. The more essay-like or analytical material that I have offered lends itself to such a video format, but I also want to include some kind of thumbnail reviews, quick sketches of films. And I'm going to start this with a film that I've just rewatched, a film I like immensely from a director I like immensely, the German director and one of the luminaries of the new German cinema movement of the 60s and 70s, Wim Wenders. The film is Perfect Days, and I am in the process of writing about this film as part of a larger collection that I'm going to publish on my website, culturaljapan.com, dedicated to films made in and about Japan by non-Japanese filmmakers. But I think it's a film that I can say a little bit more about, and I just want to spend 2 or 3 minutes, a few minutes, discussing those thoughts here. So, Perfect Days stars Yakusho Koji, who may be familiar to you from his work with Kurosawa Kiyoshi or Imamura Shohei, among others. He is one of the most celebrated and, to an extent, internationally recognizable actors in contemporary Japanese cinema. Here he plays a public toilet cleaner, a mobile public toilet cleaner called Hirayama. That's his family name and is a nod, I'm sure, by Wenders to families in some films, more than one film, by the work of one of his cinematic idols, Ozu Yasujiro. Hirayama is a lonely, quiet, fastidious man. His life and his work are scrupulously ordered by routine, by fairly quotidian tasks. His rigor in his work, his personal sort of set order of ablutions in the morning, of reading at night, of taking photographs. He is someone who connects with earlier protagonists in Wenders' films like Kings of the Road or Alice in the Cities, in that he is withdrawn, to a certain extent socially awkward, not very comfortable in the company of the opposite sex, even though he may wish to be. And like some of the protagonists in those films, there are random chance encounters in Perfect Days that draw him out of his shell a little bit. The detail given over to the quotidian aspects of this film, the way that Wenders immerses us in the daily life of this man and sets up a kind of contemplative window through which we can view contemporary Tokyo, is really astonishingly vibrant and moving in this film. All of this makes Perfect Days a serene, calm, and calming text. It's a film that, a little bit like Huo Xiaoshen's similarly Ozu-inspired Café Lumière in 2003, puts its audience in a contemplative, even philosophical frame of mind, even though, curiously, it deals interestingly and notably with things like public toilets. There is an interest and a sort of pensive curiosity about public lavatories in this film. There are all kinds of different sort of nationally unique spaces and creations almost for relieving oneself in public, and the job that Hirayama has leads Wenders to cast something of a sort of quizzical eye over this culture. I think ultimately the only drawback to this is that the hints at a deep sort of schism in Hirayama's psyche, drawn from and owing to familial breaks and estrangement, is not quite detailed enough to demonstrate the extent to which his, as the final scene shows, seemingly newfound sense of purpose and happiness is really situated in his life. It doesn't feel like the film earns the coda that it develops, but this is in some ways a moot point, and it's up to us as viewers to read into this what we will. It's really about our own reactions to the film, much more than it is presenting a particular sort of case study in life, living, or familial harmony or otherwise. A quick viewing note for those who both have seen the film before and who certainly have yet to see it. There is a short, meaningful word, a Japanese term presented after the credits sequence, which casts great light on the film itself. So do stick around to the very end of the film. Comment below, give me your thoughts on this film, on Wenders, perhaps on films made in and about Japan by gaijin, by foreigners. Like and subscribe, or don't, and I'll see you next time.